Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for October 26th through November 1st, 2020. So before we begin, I'd just like to welcome all of our new subscribers and just bring your attention to the content of our channel. I did resume the daily cart messages this week and just thank everyone for their patience with that. Had some illnesses in my family, so several members were hospitalized. My baby brother, Gary, and my cousin, Tyrone, and his family members as well in Virginia. So I'd ask your prayers for them at this time. And if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the daily cart messages, you can find them here on my YouTube channel, the community board, or on my Facebook page, which you can find the link below there. And also, we're still continuing the special offer for my half-hour reading of $77 for the month of October, and we'll likely also be continuing for the month of November as well. This is available to previous clients as well as new clients. If this is something that you feel that you need, you have that available to you during this time in the pandemic with, sort of restraints that we all have on our finances. So there, you would just go to my channel, my website, theangelschool.com, and you would select these $77 half-hour reading, and there's no special button, but within 24 hours on a business day, first business day, I will send you a confirmation email noting that offer. And finally, I will be working on, within this week and the next week, the monthly angel scope for each zodiac sign for the month of November. So be expecting that to come out sort of over a series of days, because it's just a lot to do in one day. So some people ask me, are you going to do this one? I'm always going to do all 12. It's just that I need time to get them recorded. All right. So let's take a deep breath together. You can just really breathe into the chalice of your heart space. And just really allow yourself to imagine. They were showing me a cup, so it kind of reminds me of the Ace of Cups energy. But as a part of this brief little meditation, allow yourself to, within the center of your heart being, in your heart chakra, you're entering this beautiful, bright day where you hear birds singing in the air and the breeze blowing through the trees gently, and leaves are rustling and just giving you that sound, that spirit is all around you and supporting you as you hear the rustling of the leaves moving as the wind is moving through them. And just allow yourself to breathe and relax as you hear the sounds of the winds moving through all the various leaves of the trees surrounding you in this vast open landscape of forest. And just allow any concerns or identity of lack, just with each breath, just release. Just release and let go. And in the center of this beautiful landscape, you see a lake. And the waves of the lake are just moving, and the sounds of the lake is just so relaxing. As you listen to the waters move and feel your breath begin to calm down, and feel your chest muscles begin to relax. Just continue to breathe as you listen to the sounds of nature. And see this lake is symbolic of this chalice. An opportunity, this new opportunity to find spiritual refreshment. An opportunity to cleanse your spirit, to release pain and suffering of love relationships and any challenges that you face in your world at this time. And notice a very strong, tall tree beside you at the lake. And just allow yourself to rest there, up your back against the tree. And feel this powerful current of light moving up and down this tree. And just allow yourself, with your head resting back on the tree, to meld into the energy of this frequency of light and allow it to elevate your own vibration. And you may even feel as though you are melding into the tree and becoming a part of this enormous energy shower. And allow it to recalibrate your thought patterns and your deep-seated beliefs and fears around lack, whether it's in finances or job opportunities or finding a romantic partner, or if you're seeking greater alignment and solutions in your current relationships, or if you're worried about how to provide for your family, just allow this current of light to transport your vibrational offerings to the heart of God. To receive returned prayers and answers and blessings, to replenish these areas of your life and your own energy being. So the angels are really giving us a sense as they keep showing this word. And this is a part of an enormous part of the illusions that the ego projects. It's always projecting an idea that of loneliness, of unfulfilled dreams and desires, and so many other things where you have this sense of being incomplete within yourself, not being adequate enough to realize your own potential. And they keep writing the word love. They write love life. And it's hard to do this when we're trying to survive, when we're trying to make life work according to some plan, some roadmap that someone has laid out for us. This template that so it's sort of like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. And you don't ever feel satisfied because it's not a one-size-fits-all, meaning that we all got to grab for the same things. It's almost like we're only working from a finite level of, or finite reality of opportunities. It's like we only see, this very basic template, of what can be achieved and what goals can actually be, we have the freedom to pursue. And we kind of see that because we all, and this is what, the media, and not to just, beat up media, but there's only certain things that are, well, let's put it this way. The media shows us that there's only certain things that we focus upon in society. And there's so many other things, like how many times you said, and we've heard people say, oh, what about all the good news that's in the world? But it's not the media's fault. It's each one of us keeps feeding those lines, those limited lines or points of view about our world. We keep being drawn to select from that limited space out of the vast opportunities and possibilities that the universe offers to us at all the time. But we're afraid to choose them because it's not what we know. It's not what's in our purview. It's not the thing that's being fed to us. And so therefore, the way that media feeds and the way that what we keep looking for from this media, because we have our preferences, and our preferences is sort of a function of the ego, in that it keeps causing us to choose from limits. So it's why we're not very open to the variety that actually exists within each and every one of us. The parts of us that aren't on camera, those parts of us that are not on camera and that do not reach or go viral, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people are posting a lot of things But a lot of that does not go viral. And that which goes viral becomes sort of our collective preference, which then means that all of us, for some reason or another, are choosing those limited things that we are considering popular. And then there comes within us this great need, and it's all ego, to have that, because now that is what is the it, that's it. That's, and we want to be it too. And so we keep narrowing that and limiting ourselves in that way. And our souls are so much more than these limitations. And so therefore, do you see why you could, as much as you eat and you do, and it's addictive, and the reason it's addictive is because it's not nourishing. So the reason that you feel alone, or you feel like you are inadequate or you don't have enough, is because of what you're feeding yourself. Your soul is not nourishment. It's like junk food, because all of that, those the popular things aren't necessarily popular to our soul. They're popular to your ego. And it's like junk food, therefore, and it does nothing for the soul. It doesn't nurture it. It doesn't, empower it. It doesn't elevate your consciousness in any way. So you've got to be the one. Your I am presence is like, I always think of the third eye. Your I am presence is like your media center. And you've got to shine the light on all the facets of you that inspire you, despite that they're not popular. I mean, my whole life, especially this, this is what I love. And I've always enjoyed, a spiritual conversation or philosophical conversation since I was a child. Like, I knew when I was a little child, when the older people in my community or my family were talking, and they were sharing these stories and their wisdom that they gained from these life experiences. And I didn't know what the word was, but I felt the energetic blueprint. And immediately, if I was playing with my cousins or doing anything that we normally do, because that's what we think we're supposed to do, because that's what's placed in front of us, right? That's what's out there in advertisement that, a child wants to be. But I would drop all of that. I would drop that whole construct, of society. And as a little kid, 2, 3, I would go sit. And it was like, for me, sitting by there on the floor and listening to them talk was like sitting by a warm fire. And I'm telling you all this is to say, I've never found that to be something that's popular with, let's say, my classmates growing up in school, in high school and all that kind of stuff, where you start. And so I didn't feel like, quote unquote, I fit in that regard, because what they wanted to talk about were things that were going on, in the popular culture. And none of that really interested me as much as being around the elderly and listening to them now reflect back on their lives and just absorbing all of those lessons that they learn now that they had the time in their retirement to sit and reflect and see how it all was coming together. And so that just has always been something. But this is just to say, there are these aspects of you that are so personal, so important, and so fulfilling that you won't see that reflected in the media. And you say, well, Barry, you're doing this now, and there are many other people doing this, and there are all kinds of really famous people doing these things. But I don't always feel I don't really feel that it's the same. It's kind of gotten a little, this is not a word, but I'm for loss of words today. I don't know why, but it's sort of like a little media-ish. It's been tainted a little bit, and I'm not judging that. I'm just being aware of it, because I'm sure there are things that we all, and I'm sure I get drawn into it as well. I'm definitely sure I do. There's no doubt about it, because that's what we are. That's the tension that we are. That's the resistance that we're feeling all the time. That's the unfulfillment. That's that void that's always there. And that's exactly that void, that emptiness, that sense of separation. That's the very core, the home base of your ego that you're experiencing. You just think it's you. But if we could take that part out and just sit it to the side for a moment, you would all of this other would just fill into that space, and you would just there would be so much to blossom there. But of course, if we set the ego aside and just completely, it has a purpose. But eventually, and what we're going through right now, is that the ego is really struggling. It's really struggling because it thinks that your I am presence is going to swallow it up and say it never existed. And that's not true. But it doesn't know that, because it has separated itself and has built walls so deep that in that space, it has no light. So it doesn't receive any communication from your I am presence about how much it loves it as much as it loves you, because your I am presence loves everything about you, every facet, every dimension, every corner, nook and cranny. It loves you, and it so desires to pleasure you. It really does. So it's really important for you to understand that this period over the last few weeks, and I don't know how long it's going to last, but you're going to really, so they're writing it out again, there's a cognitive dissonance that's going on. And it's not the note, the dissonant note is a note of healing. But to your ego, it is painful. It's bringing up all the bad memories. It's bringing up everything to the surface that you had buried, and it's kind of making you feel really god-awful. But there is no such thing as being god-awful. It's just an illusion, and it's creating confusion. But that dissonant note to the ego, it's a dissonance to your ego, not your higher self. This note is, it's almost like a French horn playing an augmented fourth. And we call that the devil's interval. But the thing is, it's that it's a frequency that can shatter the walls around that your ego has built up. And what's really happening is you're not falling into an abyss, but you are going to experience the fullness of your light for the first time. And so, like someone who's been, shut up in a cave for eons of time and seeing light for the first time, the light creates pain to the eyes and probably creates a burning sensation to the skin. But it's reactivated and raising your temperature, bringing you back to life. It's resuscitating you. This dissonant note that's in perfect harmony with the universe, but not with your ego, because your ego created a cognitive dissonance that it has been holding and causing you not to be able to resonate with your source. And this is what's coming to an end. So you are going through the birth canal right now, the birth pains, but you are surely near the end of this birth cycle. And your life, as you are doing this, is going through a regenerative process. And when you go through that portal and come out on the other side, that dissonance will be no longer there. And you will find that your thoughts align more clearly than ever with your I am presence, which means you're going to start to really experience more intuitive messages that just seem so animated in a way. You may even notice this in your dreams, that your dreams are more animated. You might even be having a dream where you see like the settings have changed in your dream. And I've been noticing for myself that people that I've never thought about but knew once, and like literally in my mind there was nothing there to think about them when, once the time in our lives that we passed and we moved away, and they've been coming in my dreams, deceased people, and it's like it's interrupting the dreams. There's two things going on, but they seem so real. And so, so this kind of thing, this is all like symptoms of our awakening. All right, so let's take a look at the message for the Archangel for the week, and it's Archangel Jeremiel. And so life review is the card. So be aware that, as I was saying before, that a lot of things are coming to the surface. Things that you put away. And it's going to feel like, things are being thrown in your face for you to, like they're confronting you and you have to deal with them. But you don't have to challenge them. That's not the point. You just be receptive. Just be present. There's no work to do. You don't have to fight a war. Just acknowledgement. It may not mean for you to do anything, but if it comes up, there is vibrational content that the universe is doing the processing for you. It's clearing the karmic imbalances. That's the only reason for it coming up. So don't get all, crazy and start thinking, I got to do this. I got to do a little healing over here. I got to put a little healing over here. Sorry. I don't want to make fun of it, but you know how we'll get is like, okay, I got to do something about this. No, this has already been done. The life review is sort of like, what they're saying is sort of similar to the life review when one crosses over. You will see things through the perspective of others, everyone that was involved in that situation. And all you're going to receive is a new understanding that's going to be life-changing for you. So you don't have to do anything, but you do have to acknowledge it. You don't even have to talk about it, but you just have to acknowledge it and let the thoughts and ideas and the wisdom permeate your soul and your heart. All right, so the card says, take inventory of your life. You don't have to do this because this is a process of the ascension. So you don't have to do this. This is going to be done for you. You just have to watch the movie. Okay? And resolve to change and heal anything that is unbalanced. Again, you do not have to do that. This is being done for you. And in the process, you will do this for yourself as long as you acknowledge and receive and are receptive and accept what you discover or learn. All right. I know I've gone on very long, but I think this was really important. Now, you see, we keep getting this card for the last 3 weeks, the Five of Swords. So number one, fives are about that dissonance, the disruption, the challenges. But see how she's sitting there peacefully? She's not fighting anything. The swords are pointing to her. This is what I just described to you. Okay? And again, I want to also tell you, because I've already done some writings for this week, and you're going to feel ungrounded. There is nothing that you can really do about that, because all of this is an illusion. This is your ego is fiercely projecting fear on a level that wants to manipulate you into trying to do something, because that's what we've had to do before. But it doesn't know that the universe is healing it because it loves it. And this is what you must understand. There is no battle to be won. So that whole win-lose dynamic that we've been talking about before and feeling like people were taking advantage of us, this is another level of what we've been talking about. So they wrote form. So this is like a formational, it's almost like you're going, this is a formation process, and you're just going through it. I don't even know if you have to fill out the forms. You just have to be present. When they call your name, roll call, just be present, okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. And this is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, what I like about this is the hand and this labyrinth that's underneath. And I'm going to go off script of what this card means for a minute, because we were just talking about something like this. When I was just saying that you don't have to do anything. Right? And what you have to do is receive. So here we see this 6-pointed star and the eye of Heru. And so it's just about you. And I think about like the Metatron star, the Star of Solomon, all this. You just have to receive. For me, this is an energy. An energy healing, all right? An ascension energy healing. And I feel like the word is an ascension shower. So it's almost like, I feel like with this, it's like the cells are being activated in some way. You're getting this energy shower. And this energy shower, since it is about the Ace of Pentacles, is sort of this labyrinth, is sort of representing the distortions that we've been creating. And this energy shower is going to be healing the the beliefs and thoughts, feelings of lack, right? Loneliness, all of this that affects us on the physical level, that keeps us in survival mode instead of thriving mode, which is what the Ace of Pentacles is all about. Because, as I told you before, all the aces for me bring in this energy of infatuation, like, so it's sort of like this high boost of power, like the magician, that gives you, that inspires you, that gives you that head start, on the journey of each of the suits and those different planes of reality. And this is for the plane of our physical world, our physical needs and the things, the money that we need, the work that we need to sustain us, and the projects and the hobbies that give us our lives meaning and purpose. And so you've been blocked. And this ascension process, where it's clearing karma, bringing things up, is in clearing the beliefs, that all of this has happened because our ego has miscreated, because it has misunderstood the intention of your I am presence. And your ego has given us a sense, has cultivated within us a false identity. And the universe in this week is bringing this energy shower to, sorry, I almost knocked my crystals off the table. This energy shower to heal this maze. So your only role is to receive. I think I got that across clearly now. And here we have the Queen of Swords, and you know what she's all about. For me, she's the no nonsense, getting on with the cleaning. My mother was a Libra, and my mother would throw out anything because she loved her home, and she always kept it immaculate and beautiful. And she bought nice things for the home, and she would never allow any kind of thing to sit around and just destroy her vision of how she created her home. I mean, my mother's home was her creation. It gave her such joy to see what she could do with her hands. And she would make a lot of the things, the curtains and everything, and it looked professional. But the thing is that getting rid of it, just clearing that stuff out. And that's what's going on right now. So what I feel like is like, I started talking about my mom. It's like, I feel like a no nonsense kind of thing. Like, don't even try it. Like, don't try to hang on. Don't try to manipulate the situation. Don't try to be like, try to rationalize this. This is happening, and you need for it to happen. So if you find yourself making excuses, because that's what you're going to, because my mother was always kind of, I made excuses. Nope, stop that. So it's that kind of thing. You're going to have to be this way with yourself, okay? You're going to have to, when you catch yourself making excuses, trying to find a reason to resist the truth that you see, because the swords court, they are seekers of the truth. They hold up that light of truth. They don't like lies and things. And we have to be, this is a time when this review process happens for us. This is a time for us, the universe is helping us to be honest. All we need to do is acknowledge. Don't go back and, no, just say, okay, I see this now. I see more clearly. Is your responsibility. And if there's anything in your physical world, or a certain doubt, or a certain thing that you keep doing, that you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, stop that. Let that go. Stop miscreating, because you see what it has done in terms of how it has affected the flow of abundance into your life. All right? I just saw the word devil, so it's referring to the devil card. And what they're saying is, in this week, you have a lot of things that you're attached to, that you're addicted to in a sense, energy-wise, that they're going really deep is what they're writing out. Like, when they wrote, like, with a telescope, the things that you are neglecting, and they're going to, like, shine the brightest light on it that you've ever seen. So let go, okay? And I can tell you this, I was telling a client, I'm just going to put this card down, a 10 of Wands, from the bottom of the deck, that I've had this feeling this week, because it's been really intense for me too. Like, you know, like there's certain things that you get into, like this negative talk, and then I feel like I found myself just fighting. You know, I'm doing the negative talk, but I realize it's just fighting. And then some part of me just said, die with that. Just let it die. Like, I need to die with that. In the sense, not I need to physically die, but I need to let that manipulation mechanism die. And it feels like I'm dying because it's attached to me. I mean, I'm the one, my ego and myself, that's feeding it. And so it is sort of the sense that you do have to let yourself die. I mean, that's what it means to really surrender something, because that's the only way you're going to let go of it. You have to die with that thing. That's what these negative things do to us. They make us feel like our lives are in peril, and if you don't die with them, it will just keep coming back to life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and I don't know, the 10 of Wands here is the card from the bottom here. It's these things have been such a burden. You've been carrying these burdens you had no idea that you were carrying. You had no idea that you were creating, because most of the time your ego has you completely convinced they did it. There was a children's book that my grandmother found, and it was, I don't know, one of us brought it to the house, and it was like, Matt did it. And the whole person, I think that was the name of the book. And all through the book, you know, something happened. Who did that? Matt did it. Matt did it. And that's how we are. Matt did it. Matt did it. Matt did it. And that's the thing right there that keeps us still connected to these burdens, this karmic energy, this really deep, dark, negative stuff. And it's not evil. It's our psychology that's sort of twisted. And so now is your opportunity, your responsibility to let it go. That's really the only thing you have to do. Don't try to heal it. Just die with it. Go ahead, surrender, die with it. Go as far. And even when you think that you can't, that you think that if you think you've died enough, if you've gone far enough to die, keep going. Because if you think that you're almost there, you're not. Because it's like if you think you're still almost there, that means you're still alive, meaning you and that thing that you're attached to, it's still alive. You have to keep going until you almost don't remember what you were doing. That's when it would be dead. And you would be free. All right. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. I'm sorry this is a little grim, but it's almost appropriate for Halloween. But it really isn't. This is good news, okay? And we should all be rejoicing, because the universe is helping us so that we can step really and more fully into the fifth dimensional frequencies. We're already in them. But now we're standing, it's like standing in a new home, and you're telling yourself, what do I do? Like, I don't know where I want to put in here. And that's where you are. And the reason that is because you're stuck to your old home, the ego. You're stuck on your old home and how you used to live and how everything was arranged. And you can't visualize how to arrange yourself in this one. And so this review, this karmic healing is the next phase that it's happening for everyone no matter what. That's why everybody's acting crazy and everybody's feeling kind of crazy and all kinds of stuff, because it's already been on. Okay, so you're all right. You don't have to do anything, but you just need to observe, be present with it, acknowledge, so you get it, so you can die with the thing and feel like you had amnesia at the end. I think that's the best way to say that you it's like amnesia. You don't remember what you were doing a few moments ago, kind of thing. All right, but don't get too technical, because then your mind will feed an attachment to it by just being too technical. Just be cool, be chill. All right, God bless you, and have a beautiful week.